Hey, Mike Brandenstein with the Worship Bass Workshop, recording for Jellynote, and I know what you're thinking. This isn't your typical background for a bass lesson, is it? No, but hopefully it's a little bit inspirational. You know, we got the puppies happening, we got a globe, we got some arts and crafts supplies, so usually those are inspirational for creativity, huh? But look, the truth is, I thought I was going to be in my new studio space today, but it just didn't happen, and so here we are. We're in this interesting environment, and with an interesting environment comes an interesting song. We're going to be doing Nightcall by Kavinsky. It has kind of a synth bass on it, but we're gonna learn the bass part. Along with that interesting song comes an interesting tuning. Okay, so we're going to change the tuning on just one string of our bass. So go on, get your bass, come on back, and let's learn this. All right, so we're looking at the song Kavinsky, or I'm sorry, the song is Nightcall by Kavinsky. I learned to say that. And what we're doing, the first thing we're going to do is what we call a drop D tuning. This is what's also called an alternative tuning. And sometimes you'll see that in different songs. Different guitar players or bass players will use alternative tunings to try to get their, to allow for a different kind of range or a different kind of sound on their instrument. Today, in order for us to hit a low D, we have to tune our fourth string, our E string, down one step, down from an E to a D. So, right now I have mine tuned already, I think. I'm going to tune it up. So if I had it up to an E, let me bring it up to an E, where it usually is, and we have our tuning as E, A, D, G. Okay, what I'm doing though, I'm going to get this fourth string and tune it down to a D. Get your Jellynote tuner out if you don't have one, and get that Jellynote app and use that on your bass, or if you have a headstock tuner like this, that's great as well. I'm going to tune this down to get to a D. There we are. Sometimes when you're tuning a lower note, some tuners don't tune the low notes as well. So what you can also do is touch your 12th fret, not press it down, but just touch the string so you get that harmonic. And when you get that harmonic, it'll help you to, sometimes the tuner will latch onto that note a little better. And we got that. Another way to do this is to tune your D string and listen to the two together. All right. Okay, so that's how we do this tuning. Now we're just changing one string, the fourth string, to a D. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start off with, I'm going to talk about the notes. And the first note we're looking at is an open A, open third string. Okay, then the next note is a second fret of the third string. That's a B. Okay, and then we go from the fifth fret of this fourth string to the third fret. Okay, and then we go from the third fret to an open fourth string, which is a D now, okay? There we go. And then going back into the cycle, we hit the fifth fret of the fourth string and into the open third string. So to play this in sequence, it will sound like this. I'm going to go a little slower, and this is how it will go. One more time. Okay, now if you notice, I'm using consistent fingering here. One thing I taught in another video is when you're using the same fingering, it was just a recent video as a matter of fact, but when you're using the same fingering, this helps to program that fingering into your brain so that we kind of remember it. It helps us to remember it. It kind of trains our fingers, our neuromuscular system gets all trained, so where we start moving our fingers there, when we play the song enough, our fingers start moving there without us even thinking. Okay, I'm sure you've had that happen. I mean, with either songs that you've played, we do it, we talk that way, we walk that way. We don't have to think about what foot we're going to use next if everything is functioning the way it's supposed to be. So So that's how we do it with music as well. We practice something consistently, but not only practicing it over and over, we practice it with the same motions, the same movements, and the same fingerings. The more we do that, it helps to program our memories, our brains, so that we will play it like that all the time and hopefully make fewer mistakes, right? So here we go. Playing this one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so you notice that I'm using the pinky and the middle finger there for the 5 to 3 jump there. So getting your pinky working is a little difficult if you're not used to using it. So just struggle through that. If you don't have any hand injuries or no intense pain when you're using your pinky this far down the neck, then really work to get it going, because it's a good thing to have control of all of your fingers, okay? One more thing I'm going to mention. This is another eighth note song, as we've had in the past. So eighth note songs, I encourage you to use either, if you're using a pick, fine, use one stroke, just use the down beat, usually the down pick, or the up pick, but use a consistent direction. If you're using your fingers, I encourage you to use one finger. The reason is the same thing with the pick. It keeps a consistent sound and that consistent driving sound. Also, when you're learning this song, use a metronome. If you're struggling through getting to lock into the time, use a metronome. Slow it down to a tempo that you can play it perfectly, and then start speeding it up to where you want to do it. I think it's at around 90 on the recording on the tab that we have here at Jellynote. So remember, when you're using that one finger, it's going to help keep that driving sound, okay, instead of using two fingers alternating. See, there's a different sound when you use another finger. So they differ because they're just different sizes. So, okay, that's all for the verse. Let's move on to the chorus, all right? Okay, now let's take a look at the chorus. The chorus is pretty simple. You're working mainly with, well, we're working only with the 4th string here. We got the 3rd fret. We're going to use our middle finger for that. Once again, 8th notes again. Then we're going to go to our pinky on the 5th fret. 2nd fret with the index finger. And then back to the middle finger. 3rd fret. Okay, some of you call this the pointer finger, but I don't know what you call it in other cultures, but this is, I call it the index finger. And so here we go. Once again, 3rd fret, 4th string. Pinky, 5th fret. 2nd fret. 3rd fret. Here we go. 5th. 2nd. 3rd. Then you go back to that chorus. Okay, so that's pretty much the chorus. So we got the chorus and the verse. So you got the song. Okay, a little shorter video today for this song because there wasn't as much to it, but every song you're doing, make sure you're working with the metronome, make sure you're working on those techniques, because those are the things we want to develop as well as learning the song. Okay, and by the way, I am using the tab off Jellynote. For this video, I was using the tab submitted by Lesick Wade. Okay, there are a number of tabs that come up on Jellynote, and I want to let you know. I probably should do that every video. All right, so I hope you have some good luck with that. And by all means, click on the tabs below, click on the links below, get the Jellynote app. It's really a cool app. So get it, check it out. You got a free trial, so go ahead and do it, right? And until next time, this is Mike Brandenstein with the Worship Bass Workshop recording for Jellynote, and I'll see you again.